Item number 4, public comment. Oh, I always jump in. Sorry.
You're excited.
Yes, no, I want to get it over.
Gustafson,
Here.
Wright,
Here.
Petty,
Here.
Malco,
Here.
Black,
Here.
Simon,
Here.
Eckhart.
Here.
Okay, item 4, public comment.
Terry Brock, Kelmore Drive. I have 2 comments. Number 1, a couple of years ago, I know the village turned down a request for Hidden Creek to be annexed to the village. I've been out there twice and I see no problem. The place was run very quietly. The owners were going through the facility, through the grounds constantly, talking to the customers. Sound was kept at a minimum. Everything was well run. No problem with noise or traffic. Lighting was fine. I saw no problem with sound barriers. Traffic was controlled in the parking lot. I think the village made a mistake in turning them down. I think next time that someone, a business, comes to the village for annexation, they should really think hard and take some time to say, let's give it some time before we say no and worry about all the noise, because I know a lot of people in the subdivision behind there come and socialize out there now. So we made a mistake. Second comment is about scratching on the wall on this building over here. When you look at all the murals in Rockford and Belvedere that are bright and cheery, and you look on the wall over here, we had some relatives in town over the weekend, and they asked me what that was, and I said, I can't tell you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I would like to introduce to you Nick Summers. Stand and say a few words, please. Tell everyone who you are and what you're about.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Summer. No S on the end.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry.
All right. So I'm 24, just graduated from Wichita State down in Kansas. Family's got a long history in Rockford with the bowling scene in Rockford. So if you ever bowled in Rockford, that's probably what we do. But I recently moved back to Roscoe and I'm an insurance agent with Country Financial. And I actually bought the building on the corner of Main Street and Bridge Street. The American Family insurance agent by Melody Brogy. So little thing, so it's a 2-story building. I'm running my insurance office at the top, and I just signed a lease with a coffee company to occupy the bottom. Can't say the name right now, but we're gonna do a public announcement once we sign, actually on the paper. So really excited to bring local coffee back to Roscoe. I know it hasn't worked in the past with caffeine. I think the location wasn't ideal, but hoping this works out and bring a catalyst event for Roscoe to bring other businesses to Main Street. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, we go.
Anyone else just make any public comment? All right, moving on. Item number 6, treasurer's report. We have the cash report.
I do, I'll do that part tonight. Tonight we have expenditures per list of 89,156. We do have an additional invoice that was just paid on Monday, that did not appear in your bills. That was in the amount of $6,556.99. That was our 50% required down payment for the new lighting that's going in at the Porter Park cabin. There's a couple ancillary fixtures in here as well, but the 90% of that, 95% of that is the new track lighting at the cabin. So we have total expenditures of $95,712.85. We have payroll expenses, including tax and IMRF, the amount of $97,854.50 for total general fund expenditures of $193,567.34. This leaves a general fund checking account balance of $8,200,000 $226,943.88. There are no motor fuel expenditures tonight, and a motor fuel tax fund has a balance of $1,393,708.88.
Thank you.
Well,
Is there a motion to approve the bills? Any questions related to the bills? Hearing none,
Street sweeper, we have to do a whole week rental on that.
to do many parts of the village.
Oh, I
correct?
got
Yeah,
you. So it's used more than just for the,
oh yeah, no, yeah, that's just one little part.
Any other questions? Thank you. Calling for the vote, please.
Right,
yes.
Debbie,
Yes.
Roscoe,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Eckhart.
yes.
Item 6.3, year-to-date revenue and expenditures, we'll see at the end of the month. Item 7, consent agenda 7.1, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the September 19 meeting?
So moved.
Second. Any corrections or changes? Hearing none, calling for the vote, please.
Debbie,
Yes.
Roscoe,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Eckhart,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
Item 8.1, is there a motion to approve ordinance 2023-13, approving a map amendment for the R1 single family residential district to the CR commercial retail district for property commonly known as 10915 Main Street? Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Perhaps some of you have some questions that you may have of Mr. Nichols, but first you have before you an illustration like this. It's also in docs. You can get this line around,
I'll see if I can share it on the screen.
Okay. and then I'll just pass this around. As you heard, not.
Joe, no, never mind. Don't.
Okay, as you heard at the committee of the whole, the plan is to renovate the single-story home. And that will be the location of the insurance office. And then greater plan is to build out the remainder of the property in a 4 or 5 year span of time to house a number of businesses to be determined. But there is the understanding they are not gaming in nature or our nature. And in keeping with the spirit of where we hope to go with the downtown area, you see that the parking has been moved to the back, and there will be landscaping done and lighting done. So I think it will be aesthetically pleasing, functionally good for everyone, and the opportunity to fulfill some of the vision. If you have any questions?
Might I just quickly add, I know Mr. Nichols was here, but he had indicated, President Gustafson and I met with him earlier this week, that he will be making physical improvements to the building as well, re-siding it. Really, it's not in bad condition, but it's a objectionable color, I suppose. And I know that Mr. Nichols wants to do a new color. He'll be installing central air so that it no longer has the visible window units. He's modifying an interior restroom to comply with ADA requirements. He is, we work through modifying the front entrance to have both an ADA ramp that has a couple different alignments it could take, and a staircase, 3 steps up and a ramp to the front door. He's actually replacing the door, satisfy the 36-inch width requirement. Am I missing anything else?
It's a great job, Scott.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, so I'm Matt Nichols, I'm a newly appointed American Family Insurance agent here in Roscoe. This was done by Scott and I and Carol, of course, the collaboration, and I think this represents my vision and what I'm looking to do with the property. Unfortunately, I don't have $1 million budget, so I can't do like a brand new brand new building, concrete building, but new siding, get rid of the downspouts, it has a new roof, has new floors on the inside. I think I can make it a really nice addition to downtown Main Street here in Roscoe. Something that everybody can be proud of, not just take over a building or a home that is gonna stay the same and just add on a business to it. And then again, like they said, Carol had said, this is my vision for 3 to 5 years down the road. To construct a brand new building to bring businesses into the downtown Main Street area, which goes along with the goals of Roscoe itself. More of a professional, like an attorney maybe, or a financial planner, things of that nature that will contribute to the community themselves. And Scott did a great job describing what I'm gonna do to the home. So any questions I can answer, any concerns?
Thought about making a fun cake.
Hey, that'd be amazing. Oh man, that place is awesome.
Carol will approve it.
I'm in.
If we get a time.
I'm in. I love that place. Oh, it's just such a far drive, but every time I'm in Rockford, you gotta stop by. It's so good.
Any other questions and comments?
So you'll keep the front porch.
Yes, now I originally thought it was kind of derelict, when it was falling kind of away from the property itself. But the contractor I had out there said it's solid, connected to the building. So my plan is they have a ton of little, those storm windows that are just cheap looking all around that front room. What he proposed doing is making 2 big picture windows instead, just to clean up and make it look a lot nicer. That's the whole goal of the whole thing, is to make it look nice and, yeah.
I think it would make it look more commercial.
Absolutely, I agree. Right now, it just looks, like I said, they're just metal cheap storm windows, and I think doing the picture windows would add to it 100%.
Any other questions or comments?
I'd just like to say, I asked for this to be done, I just want to thank you for.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Not required to.
Yeah.
The Main Street vision that we could have starts about where that is.
Absolutely, happy to do it.
Make sure we stay.
Absolutely, glad I was able to do it, and yeah.
That second, that kind of all felt like it'd be a good idea. Thanks for coming in and talking.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Calling for the vote, please.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Teddy,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
Thank you. Item 8.2, may I have a motion to approve ordinance 2023-13, approving a variance to increase the maximum allowable height of privacy fence in the front yard setback from 4 feet to 6 feet at 5267 Franklin Lane.
So moved. Second.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, calling the vote, please.
right,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Teddy,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Item 8.3, may I have a motion to approve resolution 2023-R46, approving revisions to the Village of Roscoe personnel policy related to vacation policy.
So moved. Second.
Questions? Hearing none, call the vote, please.
Teddy,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Item 8.4, may I have a motion to approve resolution 2023-R47, approving revisions to the Village of Roscoe personnel policy related to the village's sick leave policy.
So moved. Second.
Questions, comments? Hearing none, call the vote, please.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Teddy,
Yes.
Item 8.5, may I have a motion to approve resolution 2023-R48, approving an agreement with Morton Salt for the purchase of salt for the 2023-2024 ice and snow season.
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, call for the vote, please.
right,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Teddy,
Yes.
Malcolm,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Item 8.6, may I have a motion to approve the special event permit for State Line Chamber of Commerce for in the park to be held at Leland Park on October 22nd of 2023.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I can second it. I just have one quick question.
A second, you seconded it. Okay, your question?
The logo that I shared still might be wrong.
I have reached out to the sponsor that pointed it out to him and asked him to change it. But it obviously hasn't been done
Yeah, I
yet,
checked
so
it today.
I will again tomorrow.
FYI, it's still.
Questions, other comments, questions?
To have a logo for this event.
Yes, it identifies the beverages, being in excess of what it is. It's a beer fest.
Do we have to have a for that fix for this?
That's a possibility. Make it conditional. Yes, no.
Is it just the advertising issue?
Because the advertising is the issue on it. It advertises beer, wine,
Yeah.
and self-service.
I guess we don't care as much,
Okay.
except the fact that they can't serve anything
But
but
beer.
beer. Yeah, they may disappoint their patrons, but I mean,
Okay.
I would, yeah, I definitely ask them to change that, but
Yeah.
as long as they understand that they're not.
He does.
I think in that case, we don't worry too much about that. It seems pretty in line with what the plan is.
This is a time where the members of this group can set a limit on the number of pours that are allowed per ticket.
For the approval of the special event permit.
Right.
Yep.
So it is within your right here for purview to set a limit on the number of pours that could be had when someone makes a purchase of a ticket.
Tickets are $20.
50. 50? 50. And I have no idea what the usual and customary number is, some of these events.
I think they were,
I thought it was a bit high, but
they were gonna use, how many they were gonna
Three.
pour, they were
Three.
gonna pour. They were going to pour five.
15.
15 total?
15
Oh,
3
ounce pours.
Not like.
The $50.
Nice class. That's what that
Yeah,
is.
you get a glass.
Right.
You get to play all the games in there.
Does that have to be stipulated in the permit?
If we wanna cite other than what they apply, I think you probably should. Give a set number.
And so we need a motion to amend to include that amount. What's the procedure here?
Suppose you might be able, formal body, you can make a motion to amend the, make a motion to amend the motion to include how many pours, 15 3-ounce pours,
I'll make a
to allow 15 3-ounce pours as part of the special event.
to amend my motion to 15.
15 3-ounce pours.
Per ticket.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call for the vote on the amendment.
Babcock,
Yes.
Malaco,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
yes,
Right.
Yes.
Okay, next is the vote to approve the permit as amended, with limitation on the number of pours.
Malaco,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
yes,
Right,
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Thank you. 8.7, is there a motion to approve resolution 2023 R49 approving a memorandum of understanding with the Community Consolidated School District number 131 related to the handle with care notification initiative?
So moved.
Any questions? Hearing none?
Babcock, Malaco,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Simon,
yes,
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Item 9.1, I would first ask you to consider suspending the rules to make this a final vote. Based on availability, audience restricts, so on and so forth. It becomes imperative that we take advantage of items that we can add to our fleet at this point in time. quickly. So is there a motion to suspend the rules and make this a final vote?
So, second,
Call for the vote, please. To suspend the rules.
Wright,
yes,
Simon,
yes,
Cloud,
Yes.
Petty,
Yes,
Melko,
yes,
Babcock.
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve resolution 2023 R50, approving the acquisition of two 2023 Ford Police Interceptor utility vehicles under the terms of the village's master lease agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for use by the Roscoe Police Department. Is there a motion?
so moved.
second,
Questions, comments? Hearing none, call for the vote, please.
Melko,
yes,
Petty,
Yes,
Cloud,
Yes.
Simon,
yes,
Wright,
yes,
Babcock.
Yes.
I would like to comment or ask people on our staff to make some comments under old business on the following topics. First, one day last week, Brandon, Scott, and I met with a representative of Commonwealth Edison in Representative John Cabela's office to advance the initiative of Main Street, particularly related to the electrical configuration underground. So I'd like Brandon to provide a little detail as to what the issues were there and what the next step is going to be.
So aside from a large cost implication for the village, the major issues that we're having are figuring out the cost sharing agreement. So we know based on past projects that if we are to relocate facilities underground, we are responsible for I guess you would describe the difference in cost between going underground and relocating the poles somewhere else or off of Main Street. So we need to figure that out with ComEd. Their representative was not exactly sure how that would work at this point. We do have a cost estimate from their engineering design team, but we also need to figure out if that, what the cost, which I don't know if you want me to share the cost at this meeting, because we don't know if it's final yet. But it was a high cost and we're not sure if that is our portion or if that is the total cost of the project. So next steps, we are going to set a meeting hopefully next week with ComEd engineering and design team and try to work out a couple of things. Another item that we really need to be cognizant of is the construction timeline. So just the engineering design for ComEd, they've stated that it's going to take 4 to 6 months once we give them the green light. And obviously, as you guys know, we do not have fundings for the project currently, and we're going after grant funding. So trying to work out those timelines and how our construction and design, which is almost finished up, is going to work with their timeline of 4 to 6 months for rezone. So those are going to be the primary topics that we meet and try to figure out.
I'll just add that the green light isn't free. When he says 4 to 6 months, once we give them a green light, that is a significant deposit made by the village for them to start the engineering. And it's a significant amount of money. That's another thing. It's another variable we need to work through to make sure we're talking about the right number, and then to decide. And the unfortunate reality is often money prepaid is not subject to reimbursement through a grant. So it would be us going out of pocket.
and hoping.
So it's
That is what I-
necessary at some point, but variables we can do those.
That's what I was going to elaborate on.
So sorry.
And the amount, the down payment, shall we say, for the engineering is an amount unknown, except the consultant told us it would be more than $1,000. And it could be anywhere up to 20% of what that unknown figure is. So it's imperative that we narrow down these costs so that we can plan accordingly. But thank you, Brandon.
Are we doing this for aesthetics? Or
Both. I would also like to ask Chief Hawley to comment on where we are with the hiring process. The timeline.
Yeah, so we did a written test on Saturday. We had 61 interested prior to that test. Such things, we had 31 actually put in applications. We had 15 show for the written test. And we had 7 pass that. They're looking at scheduling one entity possibly tomorrow night at their fire. I'm not sure how that went today. Otherwise, all the other. That's Saturday. Then we have. The initial list offer preference points would be October 18th when the initial list would be posted. Then on November 1st, the board would accept the final list. November 2nd, we start background, and then after that would be conditional offers, after investigations, psych test, medical test, drug screening, and we're shooting for a academy on January 2nd at the training institute.
Thank you. Thank you. And Troy's going to give us an update on where we are with the beautiful facelift on Porter Park Cabin.
Yes, FS Construction has left the building. In my opinion, they went above and beyond. It looks beautiful. They did a lot of extra little tedious work. It's looking good. I don't know if you guys had a chance to drive by it. It's a big change. It's gonna be a lot warmer this winter too. There's a lot of drafts that they changed their caulk and everything like that. But right now, last Friday we finished, we took the old wooden ramp that was when Kevin reported my cement ramp. We sanded down all the decking. That's gonna get painted either this week or next week. We're being next Monday, hopefully our railing come up for the railing in the front and back. As Scott mentioned before, the lights are on order. We have the ceiling fans in. The light company's gonna install the ceiling fans that are way up there also. New vents are going in there. Everything's looking great. Then over this winter, we're probably some nice winter projects of we talked about the backsplash, maybe a new sink, little cabinet, a couple cabinets or something like that. Back area.
Thank you. It does look great. I'm going to use that as a segue. I sent to all of you the comments made by an activity director associated with Woodford Governor. I staged that using the disc golf a couple of weeks ago. And it met with great success. You read her comments. She sent some photos, so they're very happy to use the facility and introduced a lot of other people to that. Just happened to stop by and see what all the activity was. So, job very well done in attracting, maintaining the property. Thank you. And along with that was also a big thank you with Janelle under the policy agreed upon. We will have organized disc golf there as well as walk-ons. So Janelle here and the coordinator of the organized events will be in contact to distinguish between when to coordinate schedules and when permits would be needed and not needed. So lots of communication like that. So it seems to work. Anyone else have anything under old business?
I do. I know we're thinking about moving our meeting to the 24th for Main Street. I'm just wondering if anyone else would be interested in keeping the meeting on the 10th, but discussing our facilities, our parks, and all that, since we are going to budget time. I'm happy with one.
That'd be it. We'd be booked every Tuesday this month then.
Except for Halloween.
Gonna have it here, some eventually we're gonna have some.
No, it was gonna be here. Just like.
That's a lot of Tuesdays for October. November. Or do we get too close to holidays?
I just get further into the budget process. Budget starts this month. What time limit there? October 17th.
Easy.
This is something aggressive.
Yeah.
Justin, I'm kind of curious, what is your goal? I'm not adverse to it, but would this be a step that we would talk about at budget time.
Right, yeah, it's giving just an overall discussion together, or the, people's ideas on what we see, where we want to go, what type of plan we want to put in place for, other things. I know we've discussed police department, which is not gonna happen next year, but we're expanding in. But other park facilities like, going through the grant process, we keep putting a grant out for one park, but like large parks, they could all use a grant process. And then trying to bring the public process into that too, just discussing.
May I say something? May I say something?
Make it, be out there the following. Someone's good. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you. I think it's a great idea. I think for rules of order and for consistency, we should have dates where we predetermine them and stick to them on a regular interval rather than having multiple things in one time. I think we could bite off more than we can chew. Schedules change. Public has to be invited to these meetings as well for Open Meetings Act, regardless if it's just a think tank. So I would suggest that we get a schedule together with the topics, when we want to have them, just like we do for our village board meetings and our committee of the whole meetings, and have them talked about and agreed upon in advance. So I do think it's great, Justin. I think it's a great thought, and we should do that. But I just think we need to space it out where we have it consistently, so it's not so ad hoc.
Well, we did have a meeting already scheduled on the 10th, but it's now being moved to the 24th, which the public was not informed of until I just said something.
Correct.
So technically, we were supposed to have a meeting next Tuesday.
Can we perhaps, if there's not a whole lot of appetite here for having an additional meeting 10th, because we're now moving to the 24th, to devote at committee of the whole the next meeting, the topic, like we're doing tutorials, just to have that topic, the conversation related to capital projects, parks, so on and so forth. Do it that evening and have a set aside amount of time. Right. Right.
I think that's gonna be kind of congested though. I'd rather just do it on the 10th. That way it's just for that. We just focus on that. It won't be at the end. We know how everybody gets it towards the end. They get tired, they get hungry. We're not really focusing. If we're just gonna focus on that, then I'd rather do it on the 10th. And this time of year, we're just gonna be busier because it's budget time. There are a lot of meetings to get our budget figured out when we start through this. And looking at these things, we're just gonna have to accommodate for that. We have to understand that's a job we were elected to do, so. This time of the year is just gonna be a little busier.
Let's just do a roll call or a vote. Who would be available on the 10th to discuss this topic? So,
Yeah, I'm available.
and Mr. Simon?
Yes.
Okay. So on the 10th, if it works with your schedule. So on the 10th, 5:30 here. Narrow topic. Parks. And facilities, park facilities. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that we, really, I don't know if it's staff board or nothing, so. I know
Probably
we
not.
just have a board.
It would be posted, open to the public, and it would be the informal conversation of where we wish to go. Long range planning for park facilities, or recreational facilities. 5:30 here.
Did you say 5:30?
Well, if you want pizza, 5:30, if not, we do 6 o'clock or 6:30, what time works, folks? Any thoughts?
Any of that. 5:30.
5:30?
And we're limiting them to 2 hours. 5:30 to 6:30.
Thank you. Any other old business? Moving on, public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, 12, no need for an executive session.
13, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Need a break or just move to committee of the whole?